Rodgil Flores is the head of Kagandang Flores, a pageant mentor and expert. His passion and love for pageantry have made him an established name in the industry. He continuously supports girls who are in pursuit of the crown and does all he can to help make his dreams come true. In everything he does, he gives his all, and that is what makes him the inspiring individual that he is today.
Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love with Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is passion and purpose. For this episode, we have an empowered man, founder of Kagandang Flores, KF, pageant expert and mentor to many, to motivate us to take action. So without further ado, let me welcome the amazing Rodgil Flores. Hello, Tito Rodgil.
Hi, Mafae. Thank you for inviting me here, and hi to all those the loyal viewers of In Love with Me. I'm excited for our talk, Mafae.
Yes. Thank you, Tito Rodgil. Like we were mentioning earlier, it's been quite a while since we are able to talk, and possibly this could be our longest talk. I've been
it's gonna be our
admiring
longest
you.
talk.
I've been admiring you from a distance and how you've grown to build your camp and inspiring women and also men on how to achieve their goals, especially in the pageantry environment and realm. So before we talk about, how you, what you're doing lately, first and foremost, I want to congratulate you for your winners for Miss Earth. They were all KF, and how amazing. That we will talk about also in a meanwhile. But before we hear about how the virtual contest and the pageant was able to be successful, can you please share with everyone why you are the inspiring and empowered man that you are today?
Okay. First of all, I just would like everybody to know about my story. It's quite a long story, but I'll make it short. Okay. I fell in love with pageants when I was 7 years old because it was that time or that year when the first hosting of the Philippines for Miss Universe in 1974. But back then it was the martial era, and all you can see on TV news about Miss Universe, or they cover the Miss Universe daily. So instantly I became at 7 years old, I became a pageant lover, so to speak. But I grew up in a traditional family. So, when you grew up in a traditional family, more or less, your parents would be expecting for you to have what we call a stable career.
Right.
Because of my love for pageant, I wanted to become a makeup artist, but I was so afraid to tell them, my parents, that was what I love to do or want to enter into career into. So I took the normal route. I took up college. I finished BS Chemical Engineering in De La Salle University, and then I took the board exam and passed it. Then I worked for almost a decade as a process engineer in a manufacturing company. And then it dawned on me that I want to pursue what my passion is.
Yes.
Since I've already studied, I'm working, so I said, I'll take a gamble. I will do what I want. And then it came just easy. My family accepted what I wanted. So alongside with pageantry came events, because those two are kind of related. So after my engineering career, I pursued a career in events and pageantry. I can't call naman na it's a really a career in pageantry because it's more of venting into your passion.
Yeah.
So that's my story. So dun sa mga nanonood or those listening, I think what you really are passionate, go for it. And we have very loving parents and family around us. They would understand. Don't let that fear conquer you. That's my dilemma because I started quite late. Imagine I started when I was 27 or 28 in my doing pageant and events. And eventually, that's what I really wanted to do. So, para maiwasan or to avoid those years, um, you are thinking of, I really want to pursue this, really want to pursue it. Be honest enough. Tell them what you really want to do in life, and I'm sure
Right.
they love you so much, and they will give their blessings to you.
Mm-hmm. Regardless naman if you're in love with a certain career or passion, it will be there in your heart regardless. So whether
Yes,
it is something extreme, you just never know. Parents these days are very open now, and I think all they want is their children to be happy. So I'm glad that you shared that, Tito Rodgil, kasi alam ko there's a lot of youth especially na takot magsabi, oh, this is what I want, but when you actually, like me as a parent now, I support my children and I see them happy. They are glowing with their pride, and they just, I guess they succeed kasi yung support nga nandun. So going back to, you said you started events at 27, and I'm actually blessed to be part of some of your events, some fashion shows that you've done.
yes.
Those were memorable to me. Thank you, Tito Rodgil, for giving me those opportunities. I know organizing pageants can be a challenge just to get everyone in the right place at the right time and just having an event flow. So what would be your habit or ritual on preparing an event to be successful?
Okay, it takes a lot of planning. Okay, definitely takes a lot of planning. You start with the concept, and then how to execute it, and then getting the right people from doing the stage, from doing the videos, and then the people who will be manning the production, those who will be actually doing all the work for the program, to execute the program. Basically, that's it. And a lot of meetings, a lot of brainstorming. Even if everything is there already, the concept and how to execute it, it's always a give and take. They share your ideas, everyone shares ideas, and then when it's the day to do it, everything flows just right because you have prepared so much for it, and that's what I miss now actually.
I know,
Doing that.
right? So there's a challenge that we have to do events or even interviews like this virtually. And like earlier, when I congratulated you with the Miss Earth winners, we were discussing na yung challenge of having to be creative, diba? So what was your advice to your girls that joined Miss Earth on how to stay focused and not let this challenge be like a hindrance to what they really want to achieve, which is a crown?
Okay, first and foremost, you have to motivate them to continue pursuing because they've started. They had the screening last February, so we were training face to face. We were doing all the things that we do at the camp, and then all of a sudden, they said that Miss Philippines Earth will be virtual. So a lot of girls asked my opinion if they will pursue it or not.
Right.
And that was at the height of the ECQ.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so there was a
And you share,
challenge that
yes.
I told them, okay, for example, so I always tell those who are messaging me, PM or everything that they want to become beauty queens, I told them that, okay, even if there is a pandemic, don't let this, what's happening now, to hinder your dreams. Pursue
Yes.
your dreams. So I told them, go for it. And then what the camp did, we had regular virtual trainings. And then, although no physical or face-to-face training about the walk, but you can do it, still do it by enumerating what they have to do from the stance, from the back to the placement of the neck and everything, how you move, the mood that you should imbibe while wearing your swimwear, your sportswear, your national costume, your evening gown. So it's just a bit the same that you give your advice, but more of you really have to be more focused to see that everyone gets what you are telling them.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and then at the same time, of course, we were talking also about the signal sometimes could be a challenge, but then don't
Yeah,
let that, be something that will stop you again, because we can go through that, maybe recording muna and then you send it and then wait for the
actually,
signal to come up again, right?
we discuss
Mm-mm.
it to everyone. Have a backup plan. That's very necessary.
Yes.
If, for example, your main internet does not work at the time, find an gadget or secure a gadget that you could use. So everything,
That's it.
yeah. So we discussed everything. That's why the girls were so
Mm-hmm.
ready and they were so excited.
Yeah.
And one thing that was something good that happened was their community were involved. So you could see they have lavish setups, right? So, for example,
Yes.
the municipality of a certain municipality really threw in a lot of effort to put up a massive backdrop for the girls, get their own camera team. So that was the experience for Miss Philippines, sir.
Mm-hmm. And that's amazing. I didn't know that, that they actually had to do their own video setup. Kala ko it was uniform. Yung pala may support. So yun yung maganda na the candidates for Miss World, Miss Earth, sorry, had their like you said, municipality support them. So it was like a
Yeah.
whole team effort talaga.
Yes,
So I
yes, it
guess
was
that's
team
that's
effort
an advantage.
because the girls were carrying
And
their places right and their sash. So, for example, if it's this province, the local government unit helped the girls do everything.
galing. Yeah, that's amazing. And that shows unity within the
Yes,
Philippines, just having to support their candidate, representing their city. And like Tito Rodgil said, it was a success because I'm sure the girls felt the support.
yeah,
Unlike when we are at the actual pageant nights, of course, there's a lot of people in the Coliseum or the arena. But then, as the girls standing on the stage, you can't really pinpoint where everybody is. But then, with this virtual pageant, andun sila in front of you. Actually, your behind the scenes team, right, Tito
yes,
Roger?
yes. Actually, what gave the girls added confidence is that their support system is just around them. That's just like what you said.
Yeah.
When you're on stage, you're just on stage, and then you see your supporters
Uh-uh.
out there. But this time, while waiting for their turn, for example, for a certain competition before their turn for their swimsuit walk, everyone was there helping them, and they could feel the support, really the support.
Yes, that's nice. And of course, you were tuned in to cheer your girls along. And speaking of
Yeah,
that, again, I want to congratulate you for 25 years, Tito Roger. Can you imagine
yeah.
all
Thank
the
you.
25 years that you have been mentoring, inspiring women, men to become an inspiration to others, to represent the country, to represent their city. How do you feel about that, having 25 years under your belt and the experience?
Well, we at KF feel so very, very happy that we have reached 25 years. Because when I was starting, I didn't know that this would last for 25 long years. And you know what? The biggest prize I have for the 25 years is actually, of course, we are proud of all the achievements, but the friends that I had, maybe
Yes.
that's priceless.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the biggest that I got from this, from KF.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we had big plans during the end of the year and the start of the year, and this happened. We sort of thought we were thinking of ways to celebrate the 25th, but now we're just very happy remembering all the beautiful memories of those 25 years, and of course, staying committed to our purpose, to our passion and purpose of continuing what we are doing at KF. As long as we can, we will
Oo.
do it.
Well, we're celebrating right now. I'm celebrating
Yes,
with
thank
you
you so
virtually, and I'm
much.
so happy, Tito Rodgil, for you being on my show. Alam ko you're very busy and mentoring so many girls right now, especially during this time. But we have a question here from France. Hi, France, for tuning in. What are the biggest challenges in putting up a beauty camp?
Well, the biggest challenge in putting up a beauty camp is number one, actually getting people who share the same passion and purpose with you. I'm using your words, passion and
Mm.
purpose with you.
Yes, yes, please do.
Okay. And then sustaining it actually. Actually,
Mm-mm.
people may might see that I'm the figurehead of Kagandang Flores, but actually we're made of so several good souled people who are helping me, who share the same passion and purpose. And as a head of KF, I personally do all the scheduling. Who will be the mentor on this day and that day? But it's not limited to that. I also manage the activities of the camp. Like for example, I see to it that when we go to a pageant, everybody should have tickets.
Right.
I see to it that everyone should be fed from the camp. So I attend to all the details of the camp hands on, really hands on. I think that's the secret why we lasted 25 years. But it takes a lot of sacrifice, okay?
Mm-mm.
Because I'm doing a lot of things. I'm
And
quite
of course,
busy.
as your yes, it does. And I'm sure,
So, yeah,
uh
normally in a day,
and I'm sure you
uh,
got that from being an events director then, di
yes,
ba?
yes, yes. So I have to juggle, of course, my family, relationship, then of course, career in the events, and then pageantry. So I have to squeeze in all of the functions in a day.
Mm-mm.
So normally I end up, my last stop is always the camp. So I haven't been training at the camp, in the camp for more than 4 months na. Kaya nakakamiss din, actually,
Wow.
the routine.
Mm-mm. Of course. Uh-oh. And I think a lot of people, hindi nila alam. They don't know that starting also a beauty camp comes, like you said, with passion, meaning you are volunteering to inspire
Yes,
others. You are volunteering to make sure that they achieve their goal because when they're successful, you're successful. Right. And this is all about, my campaign In Love with Me is that you love yourself so much that you are passionate to give up time, your time for other people. And I'm very
very true,
grateful
that's
for
very
you,
true.
Tito Rodgil, because, like you and everybody else who's in that platform, using that platform for the good and making sure that everybody's taken care of, regardless whether it's the candidate, it's the mom of the candidate, or even KF assistants, makeup artists, hairstylists. You are making sure that the team or the group is well taken care of, right?
Very true, Mafae. Because all are
And then,
volunteers.
yes,
So in a way,
exactly.
that's how you give back to them.
Mm-mm. So speaking of that, from the 25 years of your experience, what are the most memorable? Alam ko marami yan eh. So what is the most memorable for you?
The most memorable was when we were starting. Because when I started, I only had a handful of people. You know my cousin Gio, right? The makeup artist.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
it was just a tandem. He was the one who was so kulit because if you notice our personalities, he's the one who's more outgoing, right? And then I'm very reserved, I'm very
Yes.
timid. So he was the one who really pushed me to actually go into mentoring. So that was the challenge. How to looking back, ako nga, I'm in a way. Uh, um, why? Not exactly how did we able to pull it through? For example, we started with just one, two girls, and then it grew up to now. This time we reach around about 20 plus girls, 28 for Binibining Pilipinas. So those were the memorable times when we were starting.
Mm-mm.
And then, of course, every
And
match we have in the camp are very memorable too. For example, the honor that we have given to the country by the international winners we had produced, like our Miss International winners, our Miss Earth winners, our Miss Tourism International winners, our Miss Intercontinental, and all those. Uh,
mm-mm.
we feel very elated that we have been part of the pageant journeys of the girls that have won national and have ventured into international pageants.
Yeah.
That's it.
So for you? What does it take to, let's say, aspiring girls that want to get into the beauty pageant scene? How can they, or what does KF look for in a girl, or what is your advice to them? I mean, can you share with everyone on how they can join the camp, or how can they even get started? I mean, during this time, diba, Tito Rodgil, we're all at home. Majority of everyone is kind of like waiting for a cure and to be able to get back to normal or the new norm, and they don't know what to do, how to get started. Can you share on your advice to these aspiring men and women?
First of all, if you really want to go into pageantry or modeling, the desire should be there. It should be within you. Not that you are being pushed by anyone else, like, for example, your mom or your lola, do this, do that. It should come from you. You know why? Because if you're just being pushed, it will manifest. For example, during trainings, I have a few cases of that. And then the girl isn't performing at our expectations during training. We're having a hard time motivating her. And then I would be asking her, okay, gusto mo ba talaga yung ginagawa mo? Kasi pare-pareho tayong nagpapagod. Di ba? And then you'll find out, you will be
Yes.
crying, I'm just giving input to the pressure of my lola to do this. So you really have
Oh,
to desire it in your heart that you want to do this. It starts from that. That's my basic
yes.
tip. And
I agree.
then, of course, you know that you're venturing into pageantry and modeling. So what's your investment? The investment is yourself, right? So you have to take care of your investment, take care of your skin, take care of your body, your hair. It's not just the physical. So you have to develop a personality that is suited for others too. So you have to learn. There are
Mm-mm.
so many, with the advent of internet, there are so many readings about self-improvement, how to improve your communication
Yeah.
skills and everything. So you have to strive hard. You have to be determined. So it starts with your
Yes.
desire to enter this, and then it follows. It will dictate your determination.
I agree
And
with
then
that, Tito Rodgil.
it will go to your destiny if you will win or not. But sometimes winning isn't everything, because just the mere fact that you were entered to venture into pageantry and modeling, other doors will open for you.
Mhm.
So that's my basic tip. And now that it's pandemic, don't stop. Still pursue your dream of becoming a beauty queen. We're just waiting for what we call what I call the real normal. That's the pre-COVID days, wherein we can do face-to-face training. But now, make use of what is available. Read a lot. There are home workouts, right, that you can do. So when we are back to the what they call the real normal, the pre-COVID days, then we can pursue our trainings at the camp just the way it was. Mhm.
Sorry,
Ah,
signal on a live stream. But hello again, guys. Thank you for being patient, most especially to the Rodgil. So, yes, we were talking about the tips on something that you're not really comfortable with, right? So when you find those girls, the Rodgil, the girls that really want it, what is your advice for them to be able to be ready?
okay. Mafae, can you kindly repeat the question?
Yes.
Okay, can you repeat the
Oh,
question?
yes.
Okay.
My question was, um, when 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 you find the girls who are passionate, that really want to achieve that dream, that crown, what is your advice to them on sustaining or elevating themselves to be to claim that success?
Okay. Number one, the basic is to know yourself. By knowing yourself, it follows that you can never be wrong about anything, even in your judgment. Because you know that you have your set of mentors, but when you're out there as a pageant contestant, a lot of people are throwing in suggestions: do that, do this, do that. But of course, just like you will follow your mentors, your camp. But sometimes I always tell them, when you're there, already there, you're fighting it all alone on stage. Everything that you've learned, use what you trust the most. That's what I
Yeah.
tell them. And then next, of course,
Mhm.
during the process, it's always focused. Stay focused on your what you are aiming at. Because if you are focused, when there
Right.
are moments that you would feel demotivated, right, Mafae? But if you are
Hmm.
so
Yes.
focused, you will do something about it. The minute that you feel that I feel so down, you will pep
Hmm.
yourself up because you know that I have a competition coming. I have to do this. I have to do that. So that's basically what I
Hmm.
tell them. Because you're already
So what
there,
about you?
Ajit.
Yes, exactly. So what about you, Tita Rogel? Because you become somewhat of a parent
Yeah,
to these girls,
totoo,
these
totoo, totoo.
these ladies. So when the result is not what that you were looking for or what was achieved, how do you motivate yourself? Kasi ikaw din na affect ka, di ba? It's also your feelings na if your alaga or the girl that you're mentoring wasn't able to achieve her dream at that moment, you need to be the one to encourage her. So how do you motivate yourself to encourage a girl when a time comes like that?
Okay, kasi basically talaga, yung laban nila is laban mo rin. Because you've been there
Yes.
for them. Sometimes the burden is the most burden is if you were the one who asked her, convinced her to join,
Mm,
right? And then you devoted so much, both of you, me, for example, the mentors and the candidate gave so much time preparing and everything, and the result is not as expected.
mm-mm.
That's where everything else, for example, right after the announcement, that's the instance that happens that everything stops for a while. And then, of course, I have developed this. I just have to give me 1, 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and then I have to get back to myself. I have to go to that candidate. I have to talk to her, lift her spirits up, even if I know that she really feels so sad about it. But that just
Mm-mm.
like any parent would do, right? You feel
Yes.
what they are feeling, but you have it's your duty, it's your responsibility to raise their feelings out.
Mm-mm. And of
I think
course,
that's one of the hardest things to deal with.
yeah, I bet. I bet it is. Because like you said, you put so many hours, you put so much, sacrifice into making sure that they are okay once you let them go on stage. It's like, it's like you guide them and nurture them, and then it's like, okay, ready ka na. But then, of course, with life itself, we have challenges. Roller coaster ride din siya. So with the pageant scene and the career, it's not always going to go your way. It's not always going to be the what we foresee for people. So do you encourage them to join again, or do you just wait until they come to you again and say, Tito Rodgil, I'm ready na?
Most of the time, I encourage them to join again. Because I believe, especially to those who I really convinced to join again, that they really have it. It's just that, that the right timing should be there. That's what we call the destiny,
Yeah.
right? You were not destined yet. But as you see, as you develop the girls, that that given another chance with another set of judges, fate, FATE will be on them.
Mm-mm.
They will eventually get what
And
they really aspire for.
Right. And plus, there is also a trend, and mind you, this trend has been done many years because my own aunt also was a repeater, right? She joined the pageant twice, and she was
Actually,
able to achieve
she
her
was my
crown.
favorite. Everybody knows.
and and at the same time, Diva, she really didn't want to join again, but Mama Rene was like encouraging her and
Yeah.
everything like that. So with the girls that you've mentored that have repeated also, it's like a new woman, right? It's like the experience that they had the first time round made them a stronger person. So,
Very
you can't
true.
expect always to win. There's always going to be a winner. There's always going to be, someone that it's not their time. I'm not even going to say loser because I believe everybody is a winner. You just have to wait for your time. So, having said that, we have a question. Among all the queens of KF, who is your most impactful queen? This is from France, ha? Kasi my question would be, who's your most favorite?
Franz, napakahirap na ba yung question mo? Sige, ito lang yan.
We know marami
say,
yan.
I would say the most impactful in terms of affinity. Of course, I would say it's Maricar Balagtas Arsiaga. Because Maricar lived with us for 4 years. She was family
Wow.
to us. And um, she sleeps in the bedroom of my mom and dad. And they call her Ama. So they would ask,
Oh.
at times she has engagements, and then I would come home earlier than her, and they would say, "Oh, si Maricar, bakit wala pa?" Sabi ko, check ko, sabihin ko. So she had the most impact on us, on me, because we shared the same house for 4 years. And she married my cousin, right?
Okay. So it was meant to be. She was meant
Yes.
to be part of the family.
Yeah. Eventually.
So of course now, hi Marcar. I'm gonna share this with her. She's now with her beautiful family in San Francisco, right?
Yes,
California.
yes.
Mm-mm.
And then what was your question?
So apart from Marcar,
Okay.
mga favorite mo, who are your favorite queens? Kasi ako, ang dami kong favorite queens under your mentorship, because I have to say, Karen was my biggest mentor during my my reign, and I know that she was mentored by you, and I'm grateful for that. The reason why she's why I am confident the way I am, I think is because of you also, through Karen.
Okay. Actually, everyone naman, those that have we trained
So
and
I have
became
to thank you
queens.
for that, Tito Rodgil.
Thank
And Karen.
you. Thank you. Of course, we have the same Karen, because Karen started it all for everyone else. For us, she was our first for KF, Binibining Pilipinas Universe, and how Karen devotes herself for training other queens,
Uh-oh.
right?
Yes.
So she would be
She
definitely
definitely
on top of my
devotes.
list of my favorites. And then the rest, favorite
Uh-oh.
ko na talaga lahat.
Of course, mga anak mo na yun eh. You know, they're all your daughters. You know, it becomes a family. Like you said earlier, you know, the biggest, I guess, important thing that you treasure the most is the friends that you've gained, the family that you've gained
Very
after
true, very
this
true.
long 25 years, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, with that, Tito Rodgil, I want to ask you, you know, considering that our topic is passion and purpose, what is your definition for you, what passion and purpose is?
Okay, for me, I would define passion as somebody that's something that's very strong enthusiasm and love for. That's passion. For example, even when I was 7 years old, that started my passion for pageants until I grew into my 20s. I was working. I really have that strong enthusiasm for pageants. And then uh, I made a purpose. I set an objective. From my passion, my objective was I want to help young ladies to become national beauty queens. At that time, I was just looking at national because it was just my entry level. I wasn't looking at the bigger picture of winning international pageants because my desire was then makapag national pageant lang ako and given to be given the opportunity to mold, train, to mentor a girl for a national pageant, that would be heaven for me. That was just, I really thought, Mafae, that it was just a one shot there. You know that
Yes.
after giving into it, then I would go back. I would go back to what I was doing my being a process engineer in a manufacturing plant. And then I said, after the first try, okay, kaya pa naman to do the second time. I can manage my time and everything and the resources financially because I was just getting my the funds from what I was earning. So
Yeah.
doon na pumasok talaga yung sleepless nights, hardly no sleep, everything and everything. And then I just noticed, okay, past 1 year, 2 years. And then there came a point when I said, okay, stop na. And then the calling was just there. Eh. The passion was just there.
Mm.
So it went on until we're 25 years now.
Mm-mm. And you are, you know, evidence of that passion, and having the purpose with your passion works. You know, it's really true, guys. You know, when you give back or do good for the world, others, and respect yourself, blessings come your way. And this is, you know, what Tito Rogel's story here is all about. You know, having 25 years of just inspiring others as his passion, you know, and still working hard to make sure that he has, you know, income so that he can fulfill the passion. And mind you, I know a lot of the girls who have been successful under Tito Rogil's mentorship are very grateful. Endless, you know, I think they've had you part of their own families. You know, a lot are moms now too, and I'm
Yeah,
sure you're, a ninong to a lot of them.
yes. And they are telling me na paglaki ng daughters nila, if they decide
Oh, sila
to go into
naman.
pageant, I've been mentoring them. Sabi ko, yes. I keep on saying, kaya ko pa yan.
Oh, naman, why not? And maybe I will claim it for you again, Tito Rojo, during this time. Maybe, you know, you can be challenged to record yourself, diba? So that when our kids do grow up, they can say, hey, I was mentored by, you know, Tito Rojo, who mentored my mom or my
Yeah.
grandma or something like
Making
that,
history.
diba?
Really making history. The first mother and daughter under, for
Yeah.
example, under KM. I'm
Oo
looking,
naman.
I'm looking at, I'm excited for that. Looking forward to it.
Yes. Endless
Alam mo,
naman
you
yung
give
mga
me an
beauties,
idea.
you know.
Alam mo, you give me an idea. Ang ganda niyan. No? For example, this is
Oo,
the
Tito
mom. And
Rojo.
20 years after or 25
Yeah.
years after, here's the daughter. And then we'll have our pictures
This-
together.
Oo naman.
Sana
Why
mangyari.
not?
Sana mangyari.
Oo, sino ba una? Lahat ng babae namin still young. But regardless, guys, I'm very grateful for Tito Rodgil to be on the show today, because not only is he an inspiring man, he is genuinely, a mentor that is willing to give his all. Before we wrap up, Tito Rodgil, how can someone prepare for Q&A? I think that's a good
Okay.
question right there.
Okay. How can someone prepare for Q&A? Dalawa, number one, keep on reading. Okay.
Yeah.
Dwell time on current events or the issues that are happening. And then second, as I've said, know yourself, know your values, because there are questions that are more of a test on what your values are, what you believe in life. And another would be basically just read, acquire knowledge, especially now that we are in the pandemic. It's about time to read everything that you can to enhance, number one, your vocabulary, to widen your thoughts, your ideas, and of course, practice speaking to yourself in the mirror, because it comes aside from the content, delivery is very, very important. Also,
Mm-hmm. I agree with
to
all
hone
that.
your speaking skills,
I
hone your speaking skills, hone your ability to develop content by reading. That's it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. Reading is such a powerful tool. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody has books at home, or, there's a lot of free books online, or acquire or invest on in powerful, inspiring books. And, I just have to I have my fellow sister here tuned in. Hi, Jen Redondo, all the way from California, also San Francisco. This girl just came out with her own book, which it's called In Her Purpose, which is something very aligned to what we're talking about here. So if you want to learn from powerful women, Asian women, that is what the book is all about. And I'm sure Tito Rodgil is more than happy, guys, to answer more questions or give advice to anyone that is wanting to fulfill success in their life, regardless whether modeling, pageant scene, corporate, or just life in general. I'll make sure that I will have his Facebook and social media accounts on this caption, so that you can research and learn more from, Tito Rodgil. And we will wait, Tito Rodgil, for your workshops. Okay?
Yeah.
I-accumulate mo na yan, i-record mo na yan, so that, no matter what, your legacy and your teachings, your mentorship will always be with everyone that wants to succeed, right? Tito Rodgil, do you have any shout outs that maybe you want to greet, and then possibly invite people to your projects that are ongoing?
Okay, first of all, hi to our KF family, to the familias. Hi there. Thank you very much for unwavering support for the 25 years. Your love and support have kept us going, and will, I think, lead us to hopefully another 25 years.
Yes.
And then we are developing online. We are developing our online courses. So watch out for our announcement about that. And we might not have celebrated our 25 years this year, but hopefully in a few months, abangan nyo how we will be celebrating the KF 25th anniversary.
Yay.
What else? And lately, I have been involved with virtual contests. So we have under the Sir Will online challenge under Wilbert Tolentino. We have organized different virtual contests catering to different sectors of the community, and we will be having a pageant for ladies. So ladies, watch out for the announcement at the Sir Will fan page. It's going to be a pageant for female, and the cash prize is 250,000 pesos.
Wow, there you have it.
250,000 cash prize. Malaking ayuda siya this pandemic for everyone. So interested ladies,
there you go.
Find the announcements. Thank you, Mafae, for giving me the time.
Of course, of course. Of course, I've been wanting
Normally,
to have this conversation.
yeah, normally just say hi,
Long
hello, and
overdue.
we talk for a few minutes, around 5 to 10 minutes. But
Yeah.
this is the longest time that we've talked, and I enjoyed it so much, Mafae.
Thank you, Tito Rodgil. But before I see you later, can you please share with everyone your words of wisdom, most especially at this challenging time? I know you already gave a insight on something inspirational, which is your competition that's coming up. But for everyone else out there, can you please share on how they can stay motivated and inspired, most especially at this time?
Okay. During the start of the pandemic, I also had the anxiety attacks. Kasi di ba we've been hearing so much at that time about COVID-19. So I was really afraid. What if kung lumabas ako, what would happen? And I was the one who had I was only the one who had a quarantine pass for us because I'm living with my mom's 82 years old and an elder brother. So I have to be brave enough to go out, do the marketing, do the groceries, and do the everything. And what I've realized is just have the strong faith. It will really keep you going. And recently, I had another episode incident, just a very, very, ano naman, flighty lang naman, na a little demotivation kasi I was thinking before during March na it's gonna be okay by July. I could go full swing with events, and then I realized we are nearing August, and then ganito pa rin. So it helps to really have a strong faith in God, uh, because with His guidance, we will be able to pull through with everything that is happening right now. That's it.
Agreed. Everyone just have that little prayer every time that you have those moments. As you can see, you have to be creative, especially at this time. Like Tito Rodgil, creating events, creating how to mentor others during this challenging time. And there is opportunities. Like here, I still make sure that I give you guys good content, and regardless of the signal challenges, the show must go on, right, Tito Rodgil? When you have
Yes,
events,
yes,
the show must go on.
the show
And
must
if
go
it's
on.
for the good of others, I'm there, and I'm sure Tito Rodgil will always be there to be able to help you guys and inspire you. So watch out for all the announcements that Tito Rodgil mentioned earlier. And with that, guys, actions speak louder than words. And thank you for tuning in this episode of In Love with Me. Thank you, Tito
Thank
Rodgil. Love
you. Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank you for watching and Love of Me series.